In my personal opinion, anything and everything necessary has to be done to get rid of these illegal immigrants, which are infesting our country like cockroaches. And it's not so much because of the fact that they're taking jobs or living without working, and they're being handed everything by the government. It's not even so much about that. It's mainly about the depravity of many of these illegal immigrants, because of where they come from. A lot of them, and their violence and their ghetto ratchet, repugnant, childish behavior. It can't be tolerated. These people cannot be tolerated. Now, legal immigrants, that's fine, but illegal immigrants cannot be tolerated in this country. And you want to know why different countries are really safe. I think if I'm correct, I think it's Poland or Finland. One of those places in Europe is very safe because they don't let illegal immigrants in. And in the countries where they do let illegal immigrants in, and also especially let in a lot of immigrants, you have people naming their kids Muhammad, and which you know what I'm saying when I say that. A lot of people naming their kids Muhammad, and setting up mosques everywhere, and committing mass stabbing attacks and small stabbings on individuals, and setting up jihadist groups in different areas. And this is going on quite a lot in the UK, if I'm correct. And this is why you don't let in illegal immigrants. And even around me, I live on the far east side of the the far east side of the United States. And a lot of these illegal immigrants that have come in have ended up moving into literally the very county that I'm in. They're in the county that I'm living in, and there's a huge amount of them. And most of them, by the way, most of them have criminal records. About half of the Hispanic people in my county are illegal immigrants, quite literally, just based off of how many of them I've come across. And a lot of them, not most of them, it's not too common, but still a large minority of these illegal immigrants that are in my county are selling methamphetamines and fentanyl. And the fentanyl, by the way, they're getting from the cartels that come from Mexico. And this dude right here, this Mexican, this piece of shit, this absolute fucking scumbag, the burned a woman to death, should get the death penalty. He should get literally the electric chair. I don't care if he doesn't want it. They should give him the electric chair, and broadcast it live for everyone to see. There needs to be a very strong message sent out to these illegal immigrants. In my opinion, they should all be rounded up, and dealt with severely. Not the children though, but I get people live in a hostile environment, and I get that you know that these people feel they don't really have anywhere else to go. But because of how many of them are being let in, it's also allowing a small minority of other people in that can wreak havoc on the country. You have these cartels sending in their drones, shipping fentanyl from tunnels underground. And the border needs to be far more secured, because I've already made previous videos on this. The fentanyl crisis is getting way worse. They're making worse and worse drugs, worse than fentanyl even. And they're shipping more and more of it in every year. And I know this because of the people just in my own area alone that are that are talking about all the fentanyl coming in, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. All this fentanyl that's coming in when it wasn't even here before. It wasn't even in my area before, and it wasn't in other areas in other states before, but now it is. There's more fentanyl coming in than ever before, and where else do we have to blame? Where else is there to point to when it comes to where the fentanyl is coming from, other than Mexico? It's coming from Mexico. It's coming from the cartels, and it's coming into this country because the American government is not doing anything about it, and those in charge of the border should be severely punished. And in my opinion, they should be given the death penalty for betraying the American people. I don't know if they're being bribed, but in my opinion, everyone in charge of the all the leaders meant to deal with the cartels and everything else should either be given more funding or should be given the death penalty based upon what they've been doing and what they've been allowed to do or chosen to do if they're in control. I don't know. I don't know everything, but what I do know is that all the fentanyl coming in is the fault of the reckless government and the current administration, in my opinion. And I don't care what anyone says. I don't like to speak about politics too much on my channel, but Joe Biden has fucked up everything, and there's more fentanyl coming in now than before, more illegal immigrants coming in now than before. And I've even spoken to a lot of Puerto Rican, I have a few Puerto Rican friends, and I have some Hispanic friends, and a lot of them constantly talk shit about how much they hate all these illegal immigrants coming in, because they're like, a few of my Puerto Rican friends are like, oh, we had to work so hard. We came from a very poor country. We had to work really hard, to get to where we are, and these illegal immigrants are getting everything for free. And I even hear like, the typical white person, around me complaining a lot about it too. And I'm complaining about it too. It pisses me off. How is the government not helping, veterans? How is the government not helping our own homeless American citizens? And yet they're giving money, they're giving aid to these people that have illegally come into the country. We need to set up a shoot to kill order around the border. It's not about being evil or vile. It's just about doing what's necessary to protect the American people. And if a drone is seen going over the border, it needs to be captured, and the software information needs to be retrieved, and the cartels need to be hunted down and expunged for sending in the fentanyl into this country. We need to launch massive scale military attacks on these cartel compounds with C-130 aircraft, and bomb them from the skies, carpet bomb them, launch neurotoxin gas weapons. I don't care. Anything and everything imaginable needs to be done to stop this bullshit from happening any longer. There can be no mercy. There can be no tolerance for this. There should be no more fucking leniency for this kind of ratchet, deplorable behavior. And so what if most of the people trying to get in are decent people? Yeah, most people are decent, but nonetheless, we can't allow this. You let in 1,000 moral or decent immigrants, and in doing so you might let in maybe a dozen or less, but still typically probably around a dozen cartel members or gang members in, and over the span of their fentanyl trafficking into the country, it could lead to a couple hundred or a couple thousand people dying. I mean, if you look at things from a very logical calculated perspective, you'll see that no, letting in illegal immigrants is not a good idea. They come in legally or they don't come in at all. And if they come in illegally, they get severely punished and sent back. There can be no mercy, you know. There can be no mercy. Unfortunately, the cartels have used our government's weakness and softness as a tool for more profit and for more murder and more rape and more theft and more destruction. And the cartels should be designated a terrorist organization, and they should be categorized as a terrorist group holding weapons of mass destruction. Fentanyl and carfentanil can be used to kill literally billions of people if you aerosolize it and spread it out in the atmosphere. Fentanyl and carfentanil can literally be used to kill, you know, tens of millions of people in New York. So you know, as an example, so the cartels should be viewed as a terrorist syndicate using weapons of mass destruction, and they kill about 100,000 Americans every year anyway. You know, if they wanted to, they could kill hundreds of millions of people with the amount of fentanyl and carfentanil they produce. And so they should be designated a terrorist organization and wiped off the face of the earth. You know, all of them should be rounded up and brutally killed, every single last one of them. You know, you don't allow people to live in this world when they're killing tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands around the world every year, raping children, burning down cities, extorting government officials. It cannot be permitted. Sex trafficking, gun trafficking, drug trafficking, scum. There should be no mercy, no permittance to let them live. None whatsoever. And if the next administration chooses to do nothing, then I will do something about it. If no one else is willing to do anything, then whatever necessary that has to be done will be done in the name of a safe and free um, uh, southern U.S. Well, actually, entire U.S. You know, because these illegal immigrants, they're fucking up everything everywhere. And whatever has to be done will be done to ensure that this is stopped. And you know, I just hope that the next administration, I hope that President Trump does what's necessary, no matter what, no matter how perhaps, you know, extreme his actions. Hopefully, he does whatever is necessary. You know, you know, if like almost all of Mexico has to burn, and El Salvador has to burn, and Colombia has to burn to destroy these cartels. If they have to be smoked out, then so be it. You know, smoke them out. Um, but yeah, that's all I wanted to say in this video. We cannot allow these disgusting, ratchet, degenerate, you know, low IQ, fucking mongoloids persist in their depraved, deplorable, repugnant behavior. They have to all be killed, imprisoned, tortured, brutally murdered, all of them. No mercy. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.